Okay, so I've stoned the surface off, a few high spots, quite a few pack and marks. And clean them all out to be fair. I'm off stoned it afterwards. Then I've trimmed the heading side to side, less than 5/10,000ths of an inch over the maximum diameter of that, and then I've trimmed the knot of the heading, and that seemed to be bang on. I've fitted the handle, doesn't have to be on. I've freed off the reversing mechanism. I've freed off the threads, cleaned up the threads. I've got the power feed engagement system completely freed off. I've made a new handle up here, refitted the brake handle. Still got to push the lever, and I want to make a part, the first part that I've made on this milling machine. Okay, so I've got the verdict indicator in. So we'll do some cranking. Using a half-tenth indicator like this looks good. first chip. It's pretty small. £30. Cloyd milling. It makes that little clock thing behind you look like a silly thing. It just went and just spat the metal out of the way. It's not a lot of metal, but right, that'll do. we'll get a drill out now and do some drilling and stuff like, yeah, these are going to be carbide, brazed carbide boring, turning tools. So that's what they're going to be. Let's have a look how we did. Right, so today, on top of doing the Bridgeport, I went down to our local DIY centre and I got some of this angle section. I cut it all up, I got some plastic glue and I've glued them all together. So that is going to be, probably put it in the other way. Yeah, put it in the other way. That's better, like that. So that is going to be for holding larger cutters or long drills or reamers in the Bridged things that I got, the Bridged draw runners. Then here I've got set up a piece of wood and I've got marked out here a rectangle and then some cutting lines and some other cutting lines. So basically I'm just unravelling this felt lined using the square, using the Swiss Army knife and just whoosh, whoosh. And yeah, the Swiss Army knife is sharper than the Swiss Army knife. Let's get close. It's a bit scuffed up at the end there where the sharpener is. It's even sharp on the back as well. It's sharp on both edges, there and at the point. So when you dig in like that and go across there, it doesn't take a lot of pressure to cut through them. This here is solar for the car. When the car sits here, I've plugged solar into it. Now, oh, I know what I was going to do. Got the caliper, Bridgeport. I want to see how good the tolerance is on these. So I want to see how good the tolerance is on these. They're not going to be 12mm because they're going to be below 12mm. So I was checking 0 and 11.97. 11.97, 11.95, 11.97, 11.97, 11.92, 11.9912, 11.94. I think I've got a bit of grit on that because I could hear a bit of grit. 11.99, 11.93, 11.94, 11.93, 11.91. So something's gone wrong on that one, hasn't it? And there is a surface finish after it's been stoned with my position stones. Just take the high spots so you can see the highs have gone off them there quickly. There's the second side again. You can see where the precision stones have just took the high spots off. And the third side, I think that's the third side. And again, more high spots are removed. And the fourth side, I think I did it right. And I think you'll find the tram is pretty good. I'm on a right hand and a left hand tool, so Probably doing the same, but it doesn't really matter. So I want to take a chunk out of there. So literally I just want to take a chunk of metal out there, however long I can find end mill, carbide end mill, and the size for that end mill, and the same on this one. Just take a chunk out of it here. And then we'll get the silver solder out. Silver solder we'll do one way, one the other. One left hand, one right hand tool. And then on this one, I don't think I'm going to mess around facing that one off. I just wanted to have a go with the thing. So on this one here, I'm just going to packing grease off of that. I might have to stone it. Now, it's moving. Of course it's moving. Silly boy. So this is a 1 to 16. Table part of it. So that's the right thread. There we go. Voila! Now I can drill with these. I've got an MT2 arbor, R8 to MT2, but now I've got an R8 drill, so we'll put that somewhere safe. Right, welcome back to my mess, and what you're looking at here is some stringy mess. Really dangerous, razor sharp wire, horrible stuff, serrated, ripped off, horrible, and caused that, which got me infuriated. I said a swear word, maybe a few more. Anyway, there's the culprit. It's DCMT, and I was using the standard gold plated or tin coat, I don't know what they call it, like they're a goldy yellowy colour, and I'm working here on 4140 or EN19T. That's this stuff here, so that's 4140 EN19T, and it's hardened and tempered. Okay, so it's pre-hardened 4140. And this, with a yellow insert in, could take 6 thou per side, 12 thou total cut. And as you can see on that, I've took a good 250 thou off the outside diameter. Do that in millimetres, it's a bit easier. It's 35 mil down to 22 mil. So that was a considerable amount of material to take off when you're taking off quarter of a mil per pass at best, and then you're getting stringy, dangerous chips which are bird nesting everywhere. Now let me just zoom in onto the later chips. Hang on, let's have a look. Get in there. Yeah, I think we can get in there. There we go. There's a myriad of, about there. Yeah. So there's a myriad of blue hardened chips. I don't really want them on my lathe, but as you can see, they're curling quite nicely. So that's the kind of length of chip I was getting. I don't really focusing on that. Maybe. There we go. So then I was getting chips that short. They were coming off around about 1 inch long and then breaking. And you might wonder how I did it. And as you can see, the width of the chip is around about, I think it was 15 thou, 20 thou. So that's a millimetre total removal, which is a lot quicker. So I was quite happy at that. And they were breaking beautifully, absolutely beautifully. Massively wonderfully. So you're wondering, okay, he's been waffling on about some crud for a long time. What's he going to show us? Well, I wasn't going to show you more than what I'm going to show you, but for some reason something's missing. Anyway, we've got the most important things. So I was watching a video by Stefan something or other. I can't pronounce his second name, so I won't embarrass myself by trying. And he's a German engineer. I think he's got his own small business going in his house, and he's got a job doing some sort of engineering, and he makes tools himself. It's quite interesting watching him. So I copied this tool off of him, which is a piece of mild steel, which I'll just quickly face down to 12mm using a fly cutter, and then I've silver soldered in a broken carbide end mill, and then I'll give it some clearance here, some clearance here, some clearance here, and there's a left hand tool, and some clearance there, and some clearance there. So I'll give it all the required clearance for it being a left hand tool. Now you might think, well, it looks a bit manky, sticking off the end and stuff like that, but well, I can sharpen this many times, and if that little piece of carbide there, which is protruding, breaks off, which is the cutting edge, then I'll just keep on going down. I've got all the way down to here, which I thought was a fantastic idea. Considering I usually use high-speed steel, this is a piece that somebody else had ground and it wasn't very good, and then I've touched it up. That's one of my touch-ups there to bring that into 60 thou. And I'll tell you, this shank here, it was a complete pig's ear. Now it's quite nice. So that's a standard internal turning tool which I've done, which works. And this, well, that's some Brazed Carbide, which I've yet to use, that which has a massive radius, but I like this Brazed Carbide, so I just found that piece. I'm going to give that a go as well. And here's the piece I was using, which is honed, because as you can see, that last piece was not honed. Let's get the tool out, get some of these sharp chips off. And just chuck all the high speed steel on the floor, why not? So that's the shape of the tool I was using. It's quite an aggressive angle, top, whatever you call that. You can see where it's been lapped to. I've got it lapped up to the surface. I've put a small nose radius on it, and you can see at the top here where it's lapped up to the tip. So all the major cutting surfaces, so I've got about 1.5 mil at the front end right there. It's all the way up to the front end right there, and it's got a nose radius on it. Now, if you can see this, I first had it bang on because it's got clearance to the front. It's only about a 1 degree back rake across the front there, which is perfectly fine. But what I found was, well, what I wanted was, I've done this with some more high-speed steel cutters I've done without wasting too much material. I've just kicked the front end out, and I need to measure that angle, because as soon as I kicked it out to that angle, it started breaking the chip. So whatever that angle is, that's beautiful. And the reason why I made this was because I got told on that YouTube video by Stefan that this reduces tool pressure. I've chipped the edge there, so it's still cutting beautifully, really nicely. Anyway, yes, it takes, as you can see, that chip there was an extreme chip for what I was doing. Basically, I was taking around about 20 thou per side constantly, and then I was doing finishing cuts at 12 thou and 6 thou per side, depending how close I was to the end there, just splitting them in half, and they were giving me a wonderful finish. Absolutely wonderful finish, glorious. So I'm pretty happy with that, although it looks like I've got to grind it back a bit already and take about 1 millimetre off of it because it's chipped. And this was a end mill which I got in a job lot, tool lot off of eBay. It was broken in the bottom of a toolbox, and well, now it's a lathe cutter and it's doing really nicely. So I've got 2 pieces of carbide here. I can't remember what grade it was. It was graded. It's in the receipt what grade it is. It's K70 or K10 or I don't know, T70 or something. I can't read loads of them. And I got this one. It said it was a micro grain, extremely fine finish. And I'm going to make some tiny little boring bars with it. I don't know if I'm going to braze onto the end of it. I think I am brazing onto the end of it. High speed steel, I think, are going to go on these. So I'm probably going to make some ends. I don't know, I haven't decided what I'm doing yet. But I'm going to turn these into little boring bars because these are supposed to be more rigid and give better surface finish on the smaller diameters. So I can't remember what I got. Looks like about 5mm, 8mm and 10mm I think I got. Well, while I was doing this, I was thinking to myself, shall I now use this instead? Chop off little sections of it. Got pre-made radius tools basically, carbide. But anyway, you could just get these off of eBay or go down to your local tool place and just get blank carbides like that instead of having broken end mills. If you've got no broken end mills, I'm sure these would do just as well. Right, found it. So I've got these triangular bits. You can't really see them anymore because I've ground it, but basically that was a trigon and it had little weird edges on it, which made it pretty useless. But I've made a 60-degree tool here. If we can, there we go, so we can get anything on that. So that 60 degree just needs honing up. That's a threading tool, so that's going to be used that way. Might be a bit hard to use, but and then on here I've got two turning tools. So I'm just trying things out now. Might as well. So I've done some front clearance on it, front rake. So if you're turning using it like that, it's got a bit of front clearance there, and it's got a little bit of back rake across the front there. I don't know what to call it. I've got a bit of clearance at the side there. So I'm thinking that possibly go in like that. So it'll probably be a boring tool. Don't know how good it'll be as a boring tool, but I will soon find out. A boring and an internal threading tool. Very nice. Yeah. It's worked out good. Of course I haven't tried it yet, but time will tell. I don't want to drop this one. I think this one will be fragile. This is just an insert, but we'll see. Of course you can silver solder these on in any manner that you want. I've got some more cleanup to do on there, take a bit of metal out of there. This is all mild steel. I don't like mild steel very much, but this, I think it's, his name's Stefan Winter, something like that. He said mild steel, so I used some hot rolled mild steel, and it's not very nice on the bench grinder. It takes a lot of finishing, but not to worry. They need finishing off. That one's fine. Oh no, it's not because it's chipped, but that won't take long to sort out. Okay, I bought some of these Bridgeport document trays from an old legal department. £20 a piece. I thought that was a deal and a half. So I've got some second-hand, some are new taps, BSF, a few BA taps. I'm just doing some drill dividers and draw dividers for those, but also doing some more draw dividers, gluing those in, and that, some different designs. We've got some high-speed steel in there. That's the shorter cabinet of the two. The difference being is there's different stands on them. I think they're both exactly the same height, so I'm more likely making some legs for them. Then I've also got some fake leather, and I'm doing that. Oh, I'll need those two bits because we're going out to the Bridgeport. So that's my projects drawer, and the snap-on box is not finished. I don't intend to finish it. One thing that really isn't finished is that's about as far as that drawer shuts because the hinge is broken. That's by the by. I've got these Bizzle, or the Bisley, there might be a Y missing there, cabinets, and I've been going through them. So I've got some taps going on in there. I've got more slots ready for more taps. Got loads of taps in there. Oh, and these things, it's best if you just pull the bottom drawer out below it. There's an empty drawer there. Oh, I need that. There's an empty drawer there. I'm using that for me cutting slitting saws. So I'm just organising my slitting saws like so. I haven't decided how I'm doing them yet, but they'll slot in. Yeah, it's having a bit of a whack, this cabinet just here, so I've got to do something there with that, but not to worry, we'll get in there. I think I'm just going to put a jack in between it and just jack it wide a little bit. Threading tools for threading gauges, diamonds, lapping things, high-speed steel cutters, inserts for carbide tooling, and carbide end mills, which I've bought, high-speed steel end mills which I've bought, so they're brand new, and then loads of second-hand high-speed steel cutters in that one. There are loads of them. Zoom in, so a bit better than that. Literally like loads of them. So I'm sorting through them now. And what I'm doing is, so I'm sorting through those. I've got 2 3 cutters at the back, and the bigger ones down there. I've got what look like 90-degree cutters here. I don't know, 90-degree cutters maybe. I think they've been reground by people. They look a bit. I've done that on the hand grinder. That's what it looks like to me. Yeah, I don't know what they've been hand ground. Still, I've got a tool and cutter grinder, I can make them look better than that. And then these here are all the smaller cutters, which I'm just sorting through. And then on the floor, I've got some massive ones.